Go back to Parliament. We tried a short while ago and with a technical glitch. The Hawks are going to be briefing Parliament's police committee today on a number of issues. Steinhoff is one of them, and the Verulam Mosque attack. Also expected his feedback regarding their investigations into the recent railway attacks in Cape Town. My colleague Annika Larsen outside Parliament. Morning, Annika. We've managed to re-establish connection with you. It looks like it's a very busy day for the Hawks in Parliament dealing with a number of issues.
That's right. I'm really looking forward to it, especially, Dan, because I've been phoning the Hawks tirelessly for the past few months, asking questions about updates on their investigations, especially with regards to Steinhoff, because it's been quite some time now since South Africa's biggest corporate scandal actually broke, and there doesn't seem to be much movement on it. It'll also probably be the first time that Advocate General Dr. Godfrey Lebeer, the new Hawks head, relatively new, appointed in May, will be before Parliament to answer detailed questions on investigations, high-profile investigations that are currently under its mandate. And I should think that part of that questioning will have something to do with Sean Abrams no longer being with the National Director of Public Prosecutions and Advocate Silas Ramaite acting in position, not because it was known about before, but it could impact on investigations that are currently underway and the dockets that are currently before the NPA.
Now, let's just pick each of these things just one by one, just to remind our viewers where we are at with the biggest corporate scandal, Steinhoff. I mean, where the last we heard about that, before we also talk about the mosque attack in Verulam. Just remind our viewers, what would be the key things that we should expect around the Steinhoff case?
Well, Steinhoff, the last we heard about it was here in Parliament was when the Finance Committee wanted Marcus Jooste, the former CEO of Steinhoff, to be subpoenaed to appear before it. I believe that the Speaker has taken a second opinion from senior counsel on whether she has the jurisdiction to call a private CEO into Parliament to answer questions. But of course, there is the issue there of so many millions invested in civil servants' money, so therefore the argument could be that Jooste does have questions to answer that will not incriminate him before any upcoming possible trial. But he's not faced any charges yet. Marcus Jooste is a free man. He is free to travel as much as he wants. He has got no criminal record, and he's not even a suspect at this stage. And I think one of the reasons for that really is that the Hawks probably don't have the forensic capacity to investigate such a massive corporate fraud. You're looking at 200 billion rand missing, share price dropping by probably the biggest amount in South Africa's history. But there are two civil claims underway. The last was announced, a German firm launching a class action suit in Johannesburg for 185 billion back for shareholders. That's due to take off at some time, I should think probably next year. And then Christo Visser, he's also suing Steinhoff for 85 billion, I think the amount, or 59 billion, apologies, okay, of money back from Steinhoff. So there's civil action, but no criminal action at this stage.
Okay, I mean, we were all concerned when we saw that mosque attack in Verulam, the couple of attacks there, and the people wanted to know, is South Africa, facing a terror threat or not? It will be interesting what the Hawks will have to say about what they have discovered, about if there's any links at all in any of these mosque attacks that we've witnessed in the past few months.
I think what you're asking is what many people in the Muslim community and extending that are asking, whether there's a trend. That attack on the Imam Hussein Mosque in Verulam left one person killed and two seriously injured. There was another attack in the Western Cape, allegedly or ostensibly by a man who had, a Somali man who had psychological issues, and then several more minor, smaller attacks on mosques. So we'll be asking General Labia, whether there's a trend, whether these particular attacks are between two different types of Muslim groups, whether there's an external group, exactly what's going on, or whether there's a wider terrorist network thought to be operating in South Africa. All of those questions we will put to the General, along with MPs.
And finally, the other issues, those recent railway attacks in Cape Town. We expect the Hawks to give some feedback to the police portfolio committee about how they are going, because it's really affecting lives of thousands of commuters.
That's right, it's being called economic sabotage. Prasa indicating it's a sustained attack, it's a sabotage, it's a very clearly planned, worked out, systemic list of attacks. I mean, if you look at 149 carriages lost, billions of rand since 2015, that's half the rail network, the rolling stock in the Western Cape, not on track, if you like, with Central Line especially affected. So we're interested to know, with CCTV cameras, with Prasa launching its own investigation, how far have the police come in its investigation, and is it the work of a lone arsonists, or is it a group attack that's been carefully planned with a bigger picture in order to sabotage commuters here in the Western Cape, some of whom are losing jobs and increasingly facing danger and extreme stress just trying to get to work.
Thank you very much, Annika. Indeed, it's going to be a big, chunky, but important day in Parliament for the Portfolio Committee that's managing police affairs, with all those issues that the Hawks are going to be reporting back on. Well,